Welcome to Morsus Mihi Network News. I'm your correspondent, Kai Lei. Our stories for this newscast: Roar and the Delve Thunderdome, the Bomb Squad, Hostile Surprise by Morsus Mihi Resolve, plus a special bonus, an editorial from the Morsus Mihi Network news staff over recent developments in the universe of New Eden. First tonight, Roar and the Delve Thunderdome. On June 5th, 2011, Roar announced that, unable to compete any longer against the numerically superior super capital fleets being fielded by the DRF, was going to evacuate tribute. This then meant that the move to the Delve Thunderdome was on. Fleeing the DRF tyranny, Roar evacuated tribute in good order, surprising naysayers who predicted possible collapse of the Alliance under such pressure. Not only did this not occur, but soon after, Roar began to make its name known in Delve. Taking on all comers, Roar began to engage not one, not two, but over 8 different alliances, with only the help of BFF's Brick Squad and occasional help from Black Legion. Despite these odds, basing from the central highlands of NPC Delve, 1DH, Roar slowly began to make progress, ejecting the weaker members of the Delve Thunderdome from the area. Slowly, the situation stabilized, finally with Roar, Brick Squad, Nelly Secunda, Cascade Imminent, and Evoke holding portions of Delve. The situation seemed like it would continue with all sides battling each other, until finally one side would emerge as the winner and claim the conquerable space in Delve. However, the inhabitants of Delve had not considered the rapacious greed of the Mittani, leader of the aptly named Clusterfuck Coalition. On the 11th of September, sources tracking internal communications of Goonfleet, the largest component of the CFC coalition, announced that they were going to be invading Delve in an attempt to set up a Freeport region, which would be controlled by them. Anyone and everyone, according to their statements, would be allowed to dock in any Goon-owned station. Notwithstanding that attempting such a scheme is a fantasy usually restricted to X-Star Fraction members, assuming you can find one still around, the ability, or non-ability, of the CFC coalition to succeed in this plan assumes that the CFC members are actually telling the truth about it publicly. Since Goons are also known to be not necessarily paragons of the truth, this announcement was taken with a grain of salt. As it turned out, with good reason as well, as on the 16th of September, a new map was released, listing Delve, Querus, and period basis as future CFC territory, and all other regions as future DRF territory. While given as a fact that you generally can't believe anything that Goonfleet says, what is true is soon after CFC forces arrived in Delve and began attacking all residents in the area. At the same time, CFC demanded to all Delve residents with conquerable stations that they could either open them up for docking or be taken by force. Brick Squad responded to Goons by stating that they would comply with the CFC demands, but later revealed that instead it was a massive coded rickroll on their behalf of CFC forces. Apparently they never got the BFF memo. Much gnashing of the teeth was observed in the CFC ranks after this revelation was discovered on the 23rd of September. The following response was sent by Roar to Goons on this ultimatum.
I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough whopper. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
All other residents in Delve responded to CFC in a similar manner. It is official position of Roar that the fate of Delve is to be decided by the residents of Delve, that no outside force should have any say in the matter. In addition, Delvians reject the apparent plan of CFC DRF hegemony over the area, and in 0-0 in general. Roar intends to fight for a free Delve, where the residents of Delve are free from any outside tyranny or domination. We reject the announcement that in the future, Delve will be a farming area for the hegemonists to enjoy themselves in, with no regards for the individuals who make it their home. Such plans recall similar goals by the defeated Bob Alliance, which Roar spent several years confronting for the overall good of 0-0 residents. The irony that CFC members who decried Bob at that time, and fought against them, but now adopt their plans and methods, is not lost on most observers. This, therefore, is the present. What is the future? The truth is that Delvians do not have enough force to directly stop CFC forces. This fact has been pointed out by CFC members with glee, stating that it is only a matter of time until they are driven into Empire, generally with them noting how fast that station systems in Delve are falling into their seemingly never satisfied hands. Is the end near? This is Roar. It's not over until we say it's over. CFC members conveniently somehow managed to forget that ensconced in their unconquerable central highland fortress of 1DH and surrounding areas, it is impossible to be driven out unless we wish to leave. Utilizing the tactics of guerrilla warfare, MM and Brick forces ride out each day to inflict sudden devastating ambushes and time strikes, calculated to do the most damage to the CFC invaders. CFC members are rapidly learning that it is impossible to defeat a local insurgency without popular support. Support they do not have, and considering their goals, are never going to get. Only time will tell how long the average CFC grunt wishes to fight for the Delve Quagmire, a region that most average goons will gain no benefit from, even if their announced plan is successful. So far, other than taking a few conquerable stations that have zero short-term value, the only effect of the CFC invasion has been to unite all Delvians against CFC authority, creating an anti-CFC coalition where one did not exist before. Meanwhile, losses of CFC forces continue to mount as the ceaseless attacks by brave BFF Mujahideen continue. The fight for Delve is certainly on, and victory will undoubtedly go to whomever wants the region more. Will it be CFC, who already control multiple regions from Fountain to Declan, or will it be the Delvians, who live in Delve and are determined to retain their freedom against the imperialistic assaults of CFC and DRF? Only time will tell, but each member of Roar can do their part to secure this future by fighting smartly, guerrilla style, against the enemy. Our next story for tonight's report: the Bomb Squad. One of the primary methods of attacking CFC invaders has been the use of widespread bomb attacks by Roar bomber pilots, loosely called the Bomb Squad. Over a 1-month period, repeated attacks by this unit have inflicted devastating losses on massed CFC fleets. We were fortunate to have video of such an attack in progress, which we will now append to this report.
The bubble up now?
As soon as you land, get the fuck out of it. They're shooting the Thanatos in the... Guys, line down to it if you can. Cloak up, guys. I'm gonna lose my ship here. Oh my god,
Oh, see Rex popping up.
oh my god, oh my god. Guys, oh fuck me. We've killed. Local, do you see that? Local, do you see that? Local, have you seen that?
You guys did great.
Local, all their fleet's pretty much dead.
Special thanks to MV Nashow for that video. Over the month of September, repeated attacks of this type have yielded amazing results against CFC forces. A check of the MM kill board reveals nearly 4,750 losses this month alone, inflicted on hostile units using stealth bombers. This has turned the CFC's favorite fleet type, the Whelp fleet, into nearly a future forecast, with their fleets being repeatedly bombed out of existence. The situation has become so commonplace that when asked about the specifics of one engagement, Bomb Squad member Lieutenant Greenhall, after a run that produced an estimated 80 to 100 kills, responded that it was nothing special. At the rate things are going, CFC are going to be pulling over after they jump into each system to search for IEDs around the gates, lest half of them suddenly explode. While obviously not an uninterested observer, without prejudice I believe I can state that currently, Roar likely has the best operational bomber squadron currently in the game. The results speak for themselves. Bravo Zulu to all hands of the bomb squad for their outstanding efforts. Well done. Hostiles surprised by RAR resolve. Over the month of September, RAR fighters have repeatedly rolled out to attack hostile units over the entire length of Delve. Fleet Commander Lord Dragon, using the rallying cry, "Get the fucking fleet, you noobs," which has become famous all throughout Delve, has led many of these engagements, along with many commanders in Brick. The engagement on the 23rd of September in 1DH is typical of the kind of fighting ongoing in Delve during this month. The battle started as a fight against the remaining dregs of Triumvirate, Northern Coalition, and their Hurricane fleet. It, however, quickly degenerated into a massive multi-sided free-for-all, with Evoke, Ewoks, and then finally a large-scale engagement against Goonswarm. At the end of the day, over 500 ships alone had been killed in 1DH. Enemy losses are difficult to determine due to killboard confusion because of remote repping, but are at least several hundred. The following video was recorded during this time period of this engagement. This was then followed up on the 25th of September with a 3 to 4 hour brawl in C6Y. The battle started with Shiva Corporation ninja SBUing the system, with the goal of provoking a fight from hostile forces. This plan succeeded beyond even the wildest expectations of battle planners, leading to a prolonged engagement with Evoke, Ewoks, Polaris Syndicate, and Northern Coalition on one side, and RAR, Brick, Nully, and a few Cascade and Atlas units on the other side. This part of the engagement went on for several hours. This phase of the engagement ended with the hostile forces eventually retreating from the field. Then CFC crashed the party. This again resulted in losses of ships in the system of several hundred, with the hostile forces coming out on the short end of the stick for most of the day. The results of these combined efforts speak for themselves, as ROAR for the month of September was third at EVE in kills, with individual ROAR corporations holding the 1st, 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 19th, and 20th in kills overall for the month of September. Whether or not CFC can continue to withstand this sort of beating over time is impossible currently to say, but ROAR is definitely off to a good start and making Delve cost more to the CFC than it is worth in return. ROAR Command would like to issue the following statement to all ROAR pilots in light of this situation.
Long live the fighters!
Finally tonight, the editorial. The viewpoints expressed in the following editorial are not necessarily those of ROAR leadership or CEOs, and are purely my own. The first story I'd like to cover is the recent reset of standings by Razor of Morsus Mihi. The following statement was received on the 25th of September. Hello mates, in the interest of not causing further conflicts with our arrangement with the CFC, I have reset both Brick and MM to neutral standings. My FCs and members will not actively participate in the taking of your space with goons, but may send roams down to your area. If at which point you decide to go along with the Freeport Delve operation, and want to join the CFC against the DRF, I would be more than happy to go blue again. Thanks, Mr. RX7. For many in ROAR, and especially in Shiva, this is a sad day. When in 2007, a Bob offensive conquered the entire Tino region and left Razor homeless, Shiva let the entire Razor Alliance base themselves out of IMK so they could attempt to capture their region back. We gave them pretty much anything that they asked for when they asked for it, because they were our friends and allies, and that's what you do for your friends. In short, with this announcement, Razor apparently became a CFC pet alliance. When you no longer have the ability to set your own standings, or set your own foreign policy, this means that you have no longer direct control over your own future. This has now, by their own statement, happened to Razor. The irony is that information received by agents suggests that Razor's own move to the CFC was prompted by fears that they would eventually be considered pets of ROAR. This, of course, neglects the whole idea of the spirit of best friends forever. Many times over the years, as the relative power between the two alliances has waxed and waned, one or the other alliance has been said to have controlled the other. This was promptly ignored by anyone in the North with a clue. When a friend of yours does something that makes them look good, you are not jealous of their success, but happy for their achievement. Best friends forever isn't an annoying term to bug the enemy and local with. It is a vision how allies should be treated. It would seem that currently Razor leadership has forgotten this simple truth and has decided to believe the words of CFC instead. Becoming a pet alliance is invariably bad for the long-term health of an alliance, since the members of the pet are commonly used for cannon fodder of the master group or as recruiting ground to graduate to the master group. After all, why be in a group that cannot make its own decisions when you could join one that can? The other factor in this is that Razor is relying on the word of CFC, in that you can actually believe their word. It is a well-known fact that goons are some of the leading scammers in the game and frequently rely on deceptive tactics to achieve their goals. When this is taken into account, I hope that the membership of Razor will recall, therefore, what the value of the word of the goons is. They should then compare that to the value of the word of Morsus Mihi and realize what this decision to align themselves to CFC is likely to bring. Perhaps after thinking about this, they will reconsider. If Razor leadership does not, I'd like to say that the members of Razor are welcome to remember that the spirit of BFF does in fact live on, and that we would welcome any of them who still believe it in Delve. Lastly, tonight before we wrap it up, I have a quick observation. Rumors have reached Morsus Mihi Network News that the infamous Matani and the equally infamous in Wisconsin pink dress guy are one and the same. If in fact that is accurate, this then leads to a simple question. Sir Mole wore a pink hat. Matani, seemingly, may wear a pink dress. The question then is, what is it with Eve and would-be desires for galactic hegemony that makes the leaders of such groups think that pink is their color? Just one of the many things in life that you see that makes you wonder. At any rate, that concludes my editorial, and this report as well. This has been Morsus Mihi Network News. Remember everyone, best friends forever, and have a great day in the Delve Thunderdome.